Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. Aquarius, welcome to your August 2026 horoscope. August is a month of relationships, collaboration, and discovering what happens when you stop trying to do everything entirely on your own. Independence is one of your greatest strengths, but this month reminds you that the right partnership doesn't restrict your freedom. It can actually expand what's possible. Leo season places relationships and one-to-one partnerships directly in the spotlight. Romantic partners, business partners, clients, collaborators, and other important one-on-one connections may play a much larger role in your life throughout the first part of August. You may find yourself reconsidering what you need from the people closest to you. Are your relationships balanced? Do both people have room to be themselves? Are you building something together or simply remaining connected because it's familiar? For some Aquarians, August could bring an important new relationship or partnership. For others, an existing connection may reach a turning point that requires greater honesty about where things are headed. Mercury emphasizes communication, making conversations especially important. Something you've avoided discussing may finally need to be addressed. The goal isn't necessarily agreement on everything. Aquarius values individuality, and healthy relationships should leave room for different perspectives. What matters is whether both people feel heard and respected. Venus adds another layer by emphasizing attraction, affection, cooperation, and what you genuinely value in your relationships. You may become more aware of the difference between someone who simply interests you and someone who can actually build something meaningful with you. The full moon is particularly significant because it puts you under the spotlight. While Leo season emphasizes partnership, the full moon reminds you not to disappear inside someone else's expectations. You may experience an important realization about your identity, independence, appearance, personal direction, or what you need in order to feel like yourself. This creates one of August's central questions. How do you remain completely yourself while still allowing someone else to become an important part of your life? That question applies not only to romance, but also to friendships, business partnerships, and professional collaborations. Then, as the sun enters Virgo later in August, the energy becomes deeper and more practical. Shared finances, debts, loans, investments, taxes, insurance, commissions, business resources, and money connected to a partner may require greater attention. This is an excellent time to understand exactly where you stand financially and address anything you've been postponing. Emotionally, Virgo season can also deepen intimacy. Surface-level connections may become less satisfying, and you may want greater honesty, trust, and emotional substance from the people closest to you. The overall lesson for August is independence through healthy partnership. Aquarius, freedom doesn't always mean standing alone. Sometimes freedom comes from surrounding yourself with people who respect your individuality while contributing something meaningful to your life. August begins by asking, "Who belongs beside me?" And it ends by asking, "What are we actually building together?" Let's explore what August 2026 has in store for your career, finances, relationships, emotional well-being, personal growth, and the best times to make your biggest moves. Aquarius, August reminds you that professional independence doesn't mean you have to accomplish everything alone. Some of your strongest career opportunities this month may come through collaboration, clients, partnerships, referrals, or people who recognize something valuable in what you have to offer. During Leo season, one-to-one professional relationships are especially important. A coworker, business partner, client, mentor, or collaborator could play a significant role in what happens next. If you're searching for work, don't underestimate personal connections. Reach out to former coworkers, professional contacts, or people working in industries that interest you. An introduction or recommendation may get your resume in front of someone who otherwise never would have seen it. If you're currently employed, August favors collaboration, but it also asks you to pay attention to whether professional relationships are genuinely balanced. Are you sharing responsibility with someone who also shares the credit? Or are you contributing most of the work while someone else benefits equally? Aquarius values fairness, and this month may make unequal arrangements increasingly difficult to ignore. If you're negotiating a salary, contract, freelance rate, or business agreement, don't automatically accept the first offer simply to keep things moving. Understand what you're contributing and negotiate accordingly. Cooperation doesn't require undervaluing yourself. For self-employed Aquarians, freelancers, creators, or business owners, clients become especially important. This could be an excellent time to strengthen existing client relationships, ask for referrals, reconnect with previous customers, or create partnerships with people whose services complement your own. You may also benefit from collaborating with someone whose strengths are very different from yours. Aquarius is naturally innovative and future-oriented, but the right partner may provide practical skills, industry connections, organization, or resources that help turn an unconventional idea into something profitable. At the same time, be selective. A partnership should create leverage, not additional chaos. Before entering a business arrangement, make sure expectations involving responsibilities, money, ownership, deadlines, and decision-making are clearly understood. As Virgo season begins later in August, finances become much more important. Shared resources, debt, loans, taxes, insurance, investments, commissions, benefits, business finances, and money connected to another person may all require attention. This is a good time to examine your complete financial picture rather than focusing only on what's sitting in your checking account. If you have debt, consider whether there's a more efficient strategy for paying it down. If you're investing, review whether your approach still matches your long-term goals. If you share finances with a partner, make sure both of you understand where the money is going and what you're working toward. Professional compensation may also involve more than salary. Bonuses, commissions, retirement contributions, insurance, equity, profit sharing, or other benefits could become important. Before accepting an opportunity, understand the entire compensation package. Aquarius can sometimes be more excited by an interesting idea than by the financial details surrounding it. August reminds you that innovation needs a sustainable foundation. If you're considering launching something new, ask the boring questions too. What will it cost? How will it make money? How long can you realistically support it? What resources do you need before beginning? Those details aren't there to kill the idea. They're what give the idea a chance to survive. Later in the month may also be useful for examining your earning potential. Could a partnership, new client base, specialized skill, or different compensation structure increase your income without simply requiring you to work more hours? Work smarter rather than automatically assuming that earning more means doing more. By the end of August, many Aquarians will have greater clarity about which professional relationships are worth developing and which financial arrangements need restructuring. Your biggest opportunity this month may not come from going it alone. It may come from finding the right person, right partnership, or right financial structure that allows you to accomplish more than you could independently. Collaborate without surrendering your independence, negotiate without undervaluing yourself, and make sure every partnership you build creates value in both directions. Aquarius, relationships are one of the biggest emotional themes of August. Leo season places partnerships directly in the spotlight, making this a month to look honestly at who you're connected to, what you need from those relationships, and whether there's enough room for you to remain completely yourself. For those in a relationship, August can bring important conversations about commitment, independence, and your future together. Aquarius needs freedom to think, explore, and maintain an identity outside the relationship. But your partner may need reassurance that independence doesn't mean emotional distance. If you've been withdrawing instead of explaining what's bothering you, this month encourages you to communicate more directly. You don't have to surrender your independence to become emotionally available. At the same time, pay attention to whether your partner respects your individuality. Healthy compromise is one thing. Constantly changing yourself to accommodate someone else's expectations is another. The full moon in your sign can make this especially personal. You may suddenly become much clearer about what you want, particularly if you've spent too much time considering someone else's needs or expectations. This could bring a relationship turning point. For some Aquarians, it may mean strengthening a commitment because you've found someone who genuinely understands you. For others, it may mean recognizing that a relationship no longer fits the person you've become. If you're single, August can be especially active for dating and new connections. Someone confident, expressive, creative, or very different from your usual type could catch your attention. But don't assume that independence means you have to keep everyone at arm's length. Sometimes Aquarius becomes so protective of personal freedom that emotional distance starts masquerading as independence. Give someone the opportunity to surprise you. At the same time, don't confuse excitement with compatibility. Ask whether this person respects your boundaries, supports your goals, communicates honestly, and allows you to be yourself. Friendships may also require attention. You could realize that you've changed considerably while certain relationships have remained frozen in an older version of your life. Some friendships will evolve with you. Others may naturally become less important. You don't necessarily need a dramatic ending. Sometimes people simply grow in different directions. As Virgo season begins later in August, relationships become deeper. Surface-level interaction may feel less satisfying, and issues involving trust, intimacy, vulnerability, shared responsibilities, or money could become more important. If you're in a serious relationship, this can be an excellent time for honest conversations about finances, long-term plans, and what each person expects from the partnership. Emotionally, August asks you to examine the difference between privacy and avoidance. You don't have to tell everyone everything you're feeling, but keeping every emotion locked inside can make it difficult for even trustworthy people to understand you. Mentally, give yourself room to process the changes happening around you. The full moon may increase your desire to reinvent something about yourself or your life. Don't feel pressured to have every answer immediately. By the end of August, many Aquarians will understand their relationships more clearly, and perhaps themselves as well. Your emotional lesson this month is simple. The right relationship won't require you to give up your freedom. It will give you a safe place to be completely yourself while choosing to share your life with someone else. Aquarius, August encourages you to reconsider what independence really means. Being self-reliant is one of your strengths, but growth comes from recognizing that accepting support doesn't make you less capable. The full moon in your sign can bring an important personal realization. You may recognize that you've outgrown an identity, expectation, or version of yourself that no longer reflects who you're becoming. Give yourself permission to evolve, even if other people don't immediately understand the change. As Virgo season begins, personal growth becomes deeper. Trust, vulnerability, and emotional honesty may require more courage than independence ever did. You don't have to reveal everything to everyone, but allowing the right people closer can become part of your transformation. Your message for August is simple. Stay true to yourself without becoming so protective of your independence that you shut out the people who genuinely support your growth. The first third of August favors partnerships, collaboration, negotiations, and important one-to-one conversations. This is a good time to strengthen professional relationships, pursue clients, discuss agreements, or address something important with a romantic partner. The middle of the month, particularly around the full moon, brings the focus back to you. Pay attention to realizations about your identity, relationships, goals, and personal direction. Something that once felt right may no longer fit the person you're becoming. The final third of August, as Virgo season begins, favors financial organization and deeper planning. Review shared finances, debts, investments, insurance contracts, or long-term financial commitments. Relationship conversations may also become more serious and intimate. August begins with partnership and ends with commitment and deeper investment. Choose carefully who you collaborate with, Aquarius, because the question isn't simply who belongs beside you. It's who you can actually build something meaningful with. Aquarius, August 2026 is a month of partnership, self-discovery, and deciding what and who is worth investing in for the future. Relationships take center stage, but the most important lesson is learning how to create meaningful connections without losing the independence that makes you who you are. Professionally, collaboration could open doors that would be difficult to reach alone. Choose your partners carefully, know what you bring to the table, and don't undervalue yourself simply to make an agreement work. As Virgo season begins, finances, trust, intimacy, and deeper commitments become more important. This is your opportunity to strengthen financial arrangements, have honest conversations, and decide which relationships are capable of becoming something more substantial. Remember, astrology doesn't determine your destiny. It highlights the energies and opportunities surrounding you, but your choices determine what you create from them. If you enjoyed this Aquarius August 2026 horoscope, please like this video, subscribe to Celestial Zodiac, and ring the notification bell for more monthly horoscopes, weekly forecasts, compatibility readings, and astrology insights. Thank you so much for watching. Aquarius, stay true to yourself, but don't be afraid to let the right people stand beside you. Until next time, take care and may the stars guide your path.